Well, right now at 7, a historic milestone for Smith County's new courthouse. We're taking you inside the ceremony coming up.
And President Trump delivers a major speech defending his economic record and sharing his vision for the future while blaming his predecessor for lingering challenges nearly a year into his term.
And Mega Millions warns of a new online lottery scam, fake drawings, stolen information, and phony prizes. How to protect yourself coming up.
And today has been declared a weather impact alert for some dense fog here across the area. We'll talk about it in your full forecast coming up. So stay right there because Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus starts right now.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
A jury has found an East Texas man guilty for a gruesome 2022 kidnapping and murder, and his co-conspirator was previously sentenced to 40 years and faces deportation. Officials say they are praising the investigation and the verdict, calling it justice in a deeply disturbing case. We'll have more on that in just a couple of minutes. Good morning, y'all. Thanks for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Jesus Martinez.
We are so glad you're with us this morning. I'm Dana Dixon on this Friday Eve. Kind of gloomy out there, though, on your Friday Eve. Got some slick streets and then fog as well we're dealing with.
Yeah, definitely kind of a rough start to the day, but luckily we'll have a little bit more opportunity for sunshine for this afternoon. But we do have a weather impact alert again in place for the dense fog that's kind of lingering in some spots this morning. Dense fog advisories until 10 o'clock this morning from Harrison County, Rusk County, Cherokee County, and also Houston County further to the southeast, also including the cities of Nacogdoches, Lufkin, Crockett, Groveton, and Center. You can expect some very low visibility. So we're talking less than a quarter mile at times. Some very dangerous visibilities out there. So definitely want to make sure you are being careful as you're heading out this morning. Now, visibility is not too terrible across the area. We are pretty low across Palestine, Crockett, and Groveton, down to just a little under 3 miles of visibility for Palestine and Crockett, and just a little over 4 mile visibilities in Groveton. Now, I do expect some of those visibilities to continue to deteriorate, and also have a little bit of wet streets out there. We have a little bit of mist out there. Temperatures here across the area, a warm, low to mid 60 temperature range all across the area. We'll be up into the upper 60s to low 70s for this afternoon with a little bit more sunshine as the cold front tracks through. Down to the low 60s for Friday thanks to that cold front, back to the 70s for Saturday. We have another cold front coming in. I'll show you in your full 7-day forecast.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. An East Texas couple has been sentenced in a gruesome 2022 kidnapping and murder in Trinity County. Jury found Jacob Crones guilty in the killings of Karen and Clayton Waters. Investigators say Crones is Karen Waters' son. His co-conspirator, Adeline Rodriguez, previously pled guilty and was sentenced to 40 years in prison and will face deportation. The Trinity County Sheriff's Office and the district attorney praised the jury, and investigators calling the verdict just and a deeply disturbing case.
An East Texas teenager accused of killing his girlfriend and her father has been indicted for capital murder and could face life in prison or even the death penalty. Christopher Wayne Hicks Jr. was booked into the Gregg County Jail on 2 murder charges. Now, since then, the charge was upgraded to capital murder. He remains jailed on a $2 million bond, and his next court date is set for March 4th of 2026 in September. Hicks was named as the suspect in connection with the shootings that happened at Hugh Camp Memorial Park in Liberty City. 16-year-old Haley Blake and her father, 49-year-old Sean Blake, were killed. Hicks was also hospitalized with serious life-threatening injuries, which officials believed were self-inflicted.
Smith County Clerk Karen Phillips is now running unopposed in the March 2026 Republican primary after her opponent failed to meet ballot signature requirements. Terry Morrow, that is, tried to qualify by petition, but county officials found too many errors, forcing her to withdraw. Morrow called it a technicality and promised to continue serving Smith County with integrity and commitment. And with no Democrats filed, Phillips is also expected to run unopposed in the November general election. 7:06 this morning, 1 week before Christmas, President Trump gave a primetime speech defending his record on the economy for the year. For roughly 20 minutes, the president blamed the Democrats as he talked up his accomplishments on immigration, trade, and lowering prices.
He also announced that the administration plans to give some members of the military a bonus, but the speech comes as many Americans say they're being squeezed by higher prices. Here's CBS News' Jared Hill.
Our nation is strong.
In an 18-minute primetime address focused on his economy, President Trump began by blaming his predecessor.
11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it.
He celebrated his efforts to curb immigration.
Our border is secure.
Championed tariff policy.
We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs.
And touted efforts to curb inflation.
I am bringing those high prices down.
In a new CBS News poll, 63% of respondents said the economy is bad. 76% say their income isn't keeping up with inflation.
In Trump's America, people are being squeezed.
Americans also say they're feeling the pinch when paying for essentials.
My grocery bill has definitely doubled.
Looking to the future, President Trump announced plans for a warrior dividend, $1,776 for some members of the military, the amount a nod to the year the country was founded. He also promised to unveil aggressive housing reform in the new year. Jared Hill, CBS News.
President Trump is expected to take his economic message back on the road tomorrow with a planned trip to North Carolina. And now we want to show you some dramatic video out of Smith County. Get a good look at this. Crews worked for about 2 hours to rescue a trapped truck driver after his 18-wheeler overturned on Interstate 20. This happened near Lavender Road yesterday. It caused a lot of traffic on the road, backed up for hours on the interstate. The lumber that the truck was hauling was thrown on the side of I-20. Crews used some heavy rescue tools to free the driver. Another car was also involved in this crash. That driver of that car is okay.
7:08 this morning, time now for your morning headlines. The youngest son of movie director Rob Reiner appeared in Los Angeles court yesterday. Nick Reiner faces first-degree murder charges in the stabbing deaths of Rob and Michelle Reiner. Nick, who appeared in a suicide prevention vest, will not have his formal indictment hearing until January. Meanwhile, the first of the victims killed in Australia over the weekend during a mass shooting at a Hanukkah celebration have been laid to rest. Hundreds of mourners gathered yesterday for the funeral of Rabbi Eli Schlanger. 15 people were killed and more than 20 others were injured in that attack in Sydney's Bondi Beach, carried out by a father and son team of gunmen. And a major shakeup for the biggest award show in Hollywood. The Oscars will be moving to YouTube. Yeah, YouTube struck that deal with Motion Picture Academy to stream the ceremony starting in 2029. This means the Oscars will leave its current home of ABC after nearly 50 years. The Academy says the new partnership will allow them to expand the global reach of the Oscars. And check this out. These historic pieces of copper, well, they're worth much more than their weight in gold. The last pennies to ever be minted in the U.S. just sold for more than $16 million, according to a California auction house. 230 sets of 3 coins were sold for an average of about $72,000 each. The sets included a 2025 penny, a 24-karat gold penny from the Philadelphia Mint, and a 2025 penny from the Denver Mint. The auction took place about a month after the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia stopped making the penny. Hey, and starting today, Taco Bell is bringing back the quesarito for a limited time at locations nationwide. The fan favorite hits the menu at just under $5, but the first 30,000 Taco Bell reward members can get one for just $1 on December 23rd next week.
Well, Smith County leaders marked a historical milestone for the new Smith County Courthouse. Members of the Masons of East Texas led a traditional ceremony to symbolically level the building's cornerstone.
May this courthouse stand ever tall among the citizens of this state.
The Masons of East Texas have been taking part in cornerstone ceremonies across the state since 1838. The tradition dates back to the Middle Ages when buildings were constructed stone by stone, and cornerstone ceremonies marked an important milestone in the building process. This cornerstone will be the first stone placed above ground and will serve as the foundation from which the rest of the new Smith County Courthouse will be built.
This really is a kind of a once-in-a-lifetime event for Smith County, so a really special time today, and to see all the Masons here was really special. I'm not involved in the Masonic Lodge, but it's just, I know a lot of these folks that are here today. I know quite a few of them, and they're all just outstanding people.
Following yesterday's symbolic ceremony, architects will officially place the cornerstone on the building once it's complete in 2026. The complete move-in and the demo of that current courthouse will be done by the fall of 2027.
Money Matters, sponsored by Texas Bank and Trust.
Well, Mega Millions officials are warning customers about a new fake lottery scam that's popping up online. Got to be careful. They say scammers are using the Mega Millions logo to create a special drawing that doesn't actually exist. They target victims by getting them to buy tickets for the fake drawing or even contact victims to say they've already won a large prize. The scammers then get money from the victims by getting them to hand over bank account numbers or personal information in order to receive the alleged prize. Mega Millions says the scammers use its logos and language to make themselves look legitimate. Now, they have a few warnings for potential victims. Officials say that no real lottery would ever ask you to put up your own money to claim a prize. And they also say, watch out for links posted on social media and to always go to the official lottery site to verify drawings.
Good tips ahead of this. You still have another shot at winning a large Powerball jackpot for Christmas. No one matched all the numbers in last night's drawing, so Saturday's drawing is now 150 billion, with the B, you heard me right, dollars. It could even be more because of those ticket sales ramping on up.
Well, after 103 days apart, a Texas woman is reunited with her missing cat, thanks to a little help from artificial intelligence.
Yeah, Pam Kennett shows us how the technology is helping thousands of lost pets find their way back home.
We were just unloading our groceries right here.
That hot summer day quickly turned frantic for Pam Kennett.
He must have just scooted right out and down the alley.
Her senior cat, Grayson, vanished.
We kind of panicked and went up and down the streets, went everywhere looking for him, put signs out and didn't hear anything. Then we just kind of gave up, and I just hoped that he had a good home somewhere.
Pam posted Grayson's photo on Petco Love Lost, a missing pet website, and 103 days after the feline's disappearance.
They said, I think we have your cat.
Pam posted the picture on the left, and a Good Samaritan, Missy, found Grayson and posted the picture on the right.
It's using image recognition technology or vector databases to do this.
Petco Love Chief Technology Officer Shannon Cronin says the AI technology looks for similarity and patterns between the two photos.
There's a spot maybe on the shoulder of the dog or on the front of the dog. The technology can find other patterns that match that and give a higher score to that. We use a scoring system in the back end to say, hey, we're pretty confident that this is a match, or this one is definitely not a match.
The technology analyzes other factors such as fur color and length, as well as age, and it's working.
We're averaging about 2,500 direct pet reunions per week at current.
This picture captures the moment Pam and Grayson were reunited.
He's just kind of been a family member. He's 11 years old and been with us and stayed with us the whole time.
It's technology being used for good. As the cat with 9 lives starts a new chapter, safely indoors for the holidays.
Get you some treats. Get some treats, but stay with your mom, right? All right. Well, DQ restaurants across Texas are getting festive for National Ugly Sweater Day. All you have to do is show up in your ugliest sweater Friday and score a free mini blizzard at participating locations. The deal is app only and redeemed in person. It's a sweet way to take a break from holiday chaos with flavors like peppermint bark,
My favorite,
or frosted sugar cookie. I'm sure they both will be fabulously yummy.
I'll take the peppermint bark.
Yeah, very good. All right, right now, surveys indicate Americans don't feel great about the overall economy, but it won't stop them from hitting the road for the holidays.
Yeah, multiple forecasts see record numbers of holiday travelers. Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at the close-ups of what's going up at the cost and what's going down.
Americans aren't letting economic uneasiness stop them from hitting the roads, the rails, and the airports for the holidays.
The uncertain economy is certainly not stopping them from holiday travel. This is yet another record season.
AAA forecasts 122.4 million U.S. travelers will take a trip at least 50 miles from home during the end-of-year holiday travel period. That's up 2.2% from 2024. About 90% of holiday travelers, AAA says, will go by car, with the national average for a gallon gallon of gas sitting below $3 thanks to crude oil prices down 20% from this time last year. In the skies, industry trade group Airlines for America anticipates domestic airlines will carry 52.6 million passengers between December 19th and January 5th, up 1.5% over 2024. Expedia's Melanie Fish says passengers who want to travel with minimal crowds should avoid the highest volume days.
The busiest day for air travel is shaping up to be that Saturday right before Christmas. And then the second busiest day is shaping up to be the 26th, the day right after Christmas.
Airlines for America predicts U.S. Airlines will add 72,000 seats each day of the holiday stretch. Sarah Kopit, editor-in-chief for travel news site Skift, says airlines have prepared for the rush as best they can, even as the nation grapples with an ongoing air traffic controller shortage.
The airports and the airlines, they are confident that this season they'll be able to handle anyone who wants to come out and fly.
In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Our 7:18 this morning, the holiday season is in full swing with Christmas just 6 days away. Can you believe it? The kitchens across the country will soon be bustling with preparations for dinner. We've got to know, for our question of the day, if you could invite any celebrity to your Christmas dinner, who would it be?
I answered over on Facebook this morning. Come join us over there.
She has a plethora of people.
Yeah, it would be anybody in a Hallmark movie. I have a lot of things I want to know. Is it really cold whenever you do this? What is that snow that's falling on the screen? Is it real, fake? It looks fake.
Do you really have that corporate New York City job? That's the storyline every single time.
That's funny.
I think it'd be fun.
It would be fun. I said the big old jolly man himself, Santa Claus.
Absolutely.
Why not?
That was one of my guesses too, or person I'd like to sit down with.
I'd like to sit down with Macaulay Culkin.
I thought about that too, to see what he thinks about the movie all these years later. I mean, he is forever 8 years old.
Yeah, no, seriously. You can still see the little boy in Macaulay.
Yeah, a little bit. So you guys go over to Facebook. Tell us who you would have for Christmas dinner. You know what today is?
What is
I feel
today?
like this is your day.
Oh.
Answer the telephone like Buddy the Elf Day.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Yeah, that's a classic one.
We should probably invite Will Ferrell over too.
Yeah, honestly.
That could be a good Christmas.
That'd be a wild one, probably.
Christmas dinner. Oh man. He will eat
candy canes, candy corns. Where's the camera? There it is. Syrup.
And syrup.
Syrup.
I couldn't
all
get
of the
it.
above. 4 food groups. That's all you need.
That's all we need.
All right, well, we might need some extra time on the roads this morning.
Yeah.
With all that fog out there.
All that fog, yep.
All that fog. I don't know where that country accent came from. There was one time I said on air, jumped over the fence. I meant to say fence, but it came out as fans. Fans, all that fog out there.
Yeah, we do.
Welcome to Texas.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we do have some fog out there and a little bit of mist that might slow you down as you head out the door this morning. Thankfully, I-20 is looking okay. We got some pretty standard. That's so funny. We got pretty quiet conditions on I-20 this morning. We got pretty standard numbers. Again, you're going to want to watch out for a little bit of fog and perhaps a little bit of mist as well. That might slow you down and also reduce your visibilities. But all in all, not too bad. We got 2 hours over to Dallas, also an hour and 30 minutes over to Shreveport. You also have 2.5 hours up to Denison, also an hour and 30 minutes down to Lufkin on US 69, so also pretty quiet there. 55 minutes from Jacksonville to Nacogdoches. We have Tyler to Longview at 40 minutes, Tyler to Palestine 55 minutes, and up to 45 minutes from Tyler to Athens. Now, we were tracking a little bit of shower activity on CBS19 live radar, but at this point it is a nice clean sweep. I do expect a little bit more additional showers into the rest of today and into really for the first half of the afternoon. And I think we'll see a little bit more sunshine and some gusty winds are going to be a possibility as well. So that's something we're going to have to really watch for. Down to a little under 3 miles of visibility for Palestine and Crockett. All in all, not looking too bad. We're down to 7 miles of visibility in Henderson. Now, I do expect those visibilities to continue to deteriorate into the rest of this morning, so I am giving you yellow lights for that. But green lights for this afternoon as we'll see a little bit more sunshine and temperatures near 70.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Still ahead, Joaquin came up short of their first ever trip to the state championship to win. We'll show you all the highlights from that game coming up next.
It's time for CBS 19 Sports. Well, hello and welcome to sports. I'm Jimmy Servance. We're glad you're with us because the first of 3 East Texas teams hit the gridiron in the state championship yesterday. And you know what? I don't want to waste any time. Let's get out to the 2A D1 state championship. Joaquin taking on Hamilton. Look at them running out the Rams. They've been running that slot T all the way to the state championship in a massive matchup for their first ever in school history. Earlier on, familiar sights from Joaquin. Marion Wilson picking up a small gain for the first down. That's just how they run it. Couple plays later, it's Cooper Bragg this time, moving the chains slowly but surely. That's just the game they play in that slot T. Jacob Gatlin couldn't quite break away from the pack here, but it's another first down, and the clock keeps a running, leads to them onto the doorstep where they push the pile. Who has the ball? Nobody ever knows. It's Jacob Gatlin at the bottom of that pile, and the Rams are on the board first in their first ever state championship. Hamilton getting to work on offense now. Carson Roberts rolls out, hits Pierce Summers along the sidelines before he gets dragged out of bounds. It's a first down regardless. Facing a fourth down now. Roberts hitting Devin Eanes over the middle. The drive keeps moving. Huge completion there. Roberts going for it all this time. He's looking for Summers back in the end zone. Broken up. Jaden Brown all over it. Keeps the Bulldogs out of the pay dirt. However, a couple plays later, Roberts going back to Coulter Johnson. The big fella juggles it into the end zone. 7-7. We're all tied up in Arlington. Still in the first quarter. Rams couldn't respond on the first try. Bulldogs get back to work. Roberts fakes the handoff, fakes the pass, takes it upfield for himself. Some nice yardage there for a first down. Roberts getting the pitch to Ricky Shank. Great football name, and he takes off down the sideline. Almost broke away. Got tackled just before getting into that end zone. Hamilton looking to make it look easy, and this time loses the cameraman a little bit. It's Halston Hale. He's found him in the back of the end zone there. Bulldogs take a 14-7 lead after the Rams were the first to jump out. Then Joaquin got something going on offense. Looked like Marion Junebug Wilson might break free here. He might. And then he gets tackled before he could get anywhere going. Bulldogs defense looking to catch up to him. Hey, a little bit later on, Dogs taking a shot downfield, intercepted by Gatlin. Nice return here. Couldn't quite bring it back for 6, though. It keeps things 14-7 as Hamilton leads it going into halftime. But check it out. Hamilton ended up leading this one all the way to the final minute, 21-7, and they will take home the 2A D1 state championship. But this one was really special because if you look all around the championships this year, you'll see a lot of top-ranked teams that have been to the top the entire time. But now on your screen, I have the Hamilton Bulldogs and the Joaquin Rams and all of their state rankings from throughout the season. Now, if you notice anything, that there isn't any. That's because these teams weren't top 10 teams at any point this year. Throughout the whole thing, I checked, don't worry. And that's really special because you take in the fact that this is also their first ever state championship on the football side on both teams. Then you got something really special that you won't find for the rest of the year. That's all I got for you. Morning, y'all.
All right, about to step away for a quick moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast with a quick news update.
Yes, stay with us. We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. An East Texas couple has been sentenced in a gruesome 2022 kidnapping and murder in Trinity County. A jury found Jacob Crones guilty in the killings of Karen and Clayton Waters. Investigators say Crones is Karen Waters' son, and his co-conspirator, Adeline Rodriguez, previously pled guilty and was sentenced to 40 years in prison and will face deportation. The Trinity County Sheriff's Office and District Attorney praised the jury and investigators, calling the verdict justice in a deeply disturbing case.
A former Marshall High School teacher and cheer coach accused of sending sexually explicit messages to a student was set to plead guilty on Tuesday, but her court date has now been pushed to January. Margaret Burris was arrested in February of last year after police say that she sent explicit texts to a 16-year-old. She's facing charges of improper relationship between an educator and student. Marshall ISD says the allegations were reported to administrators by Burris's former father-in-law, who also serves as school board president. To read more on this story, you can visit our paper partners at the Marshall News Messenger. Smith County leaders marked a historical milestone for the new Smith County Courthouse. Members of the Masons of East Texas led a traditional ceremony to symbolically level the building's cornerstone.
May this courthouse stand ever tall among the citizens of this state.
The Masons of East Texas have been taking part in cornerstone ceremonies across the state since 1838. The tradition dates back to the Middle Ages when buildings were constructed stone by stone, and cornerstone ceremonies marked an important milestone in the building process. This cornerstone will be the first stone placed above ground and will serve as the foundation from which the rest of the Smith County Courthouse will be built.
This really is a kind of a once-in-a-lifetime event for Smith County, so a really special time today, and to see all the Masons here was really special. I'm not involved in the Masonic Lodge, but it's just, I know a lot of these folks that are here today. I know quite a few of them, and they're all just outstanding people.
Following yesterday's symbolic ceremony, architects will officially place the cornerstone on the building once it's completed in 2026. The complete move-in and demo of the current courthouse will be done by the fall of 2027.
All right, let's get checking that forecast now with Joel. Quite gloomy out there this morning.
Yeah, quite gloomy, foggy, misty, all of the above. Not really an attractive start to the day. We do have a weather impact alert in place until 10 o'clock this morning for some dense fog. We're going to be less than a quarter mile when it comes to the visibilities across some parts of the area, so you definitely want those fog lights. Also, make sure you're leaving with a little bit of extra time and drive very slow. Now, luckily, dense fog advisories have been clipped across much of the area, now only including Houston and Trinity counties, but still expect some wet roadways here across the area and maybe some limited visibilities at times. Now, we are going to be also tracking the chance for showers into the early parts of the afternoon and some gusty winds, and temperatures will fall into the upper 30s to low 40s to start your Friday, and then we'll be only into the low 60s for Friday afternoon. Another chance of rain heading into Sunday and Monday.
7:34 this morning. Welcome back to Morning Y'all here on CBS 19 Plus.
This is what's coming up in our second half hour. A big health care plan just passed the House. Some Americans could see lower cost. We're breaking down what it means for you coming up.
And one fifth grader is making history, signing and performing in the school's Christmas musical for the very first time, as she's inspiring her classmates and family coming up.
And we're tracking some foggy spots across some parts of the area, and as well as a chance for some showers and a cold front that will be not only bringing in some colder temperatures, but some gusty winds. We're going to talk about all of that coming up later this half hour.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for staying with us and joining us here on CBS 19 Plus.
An East Texas man accused of holding a woman against her will and having drugs and guns is in custody this morning. According to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, the woman was being held near Rocky Creek Road, that's in the Livingston area. She also said that Brandon Gillick threatened to shoot law enforcement if she called for help. Investigators say they found 9 firearms, body armor, and a large amount of meth, along with scales and baggies used to package drugs. He was booked into the Polk County Jail and is being held on a $185,000 bond. A former behavior specialist with Brownsboro ISD has been sentenced after pleading guilty to injuring a student. Court records show Kyle Rocha, a former employee at Chandler Elementary, was sentenced to 8 years of probation by a Henderson County judge. Investigators say classroom video from September of last year shows Rocha knocking over a 7-year-old student's desk, causing the child to hit his head on the floor. Rocha pleaded guilty earlier this year to 2 felony counts of injury to a child with intent to cause bodily injury. He faced up to 10 years in prison on each of those counts. The son of deceased actor and director Rob Reiner remains behind bars today after his first court appearance on charges that he murdered his parents.
Yeah, the judge didn't allow cameras to show Nick Reiner in court. Meanwhile, the medical examiner is revealing the cause of death for the cherished Hollywood couple. CBS's Jared Hill has more.
Shackled and in what's known as a suicide prevention smock, 32-year-old Nick Reiner only spoke 3 words in his first court appearance when asked if he understood his rights. The judge only allowed Reiner's voice to be recorded. His arraignment on allegations he killed his parents, Rob and Michelle Reiner, postponed until January.
This is a devastating tragedy that has befallen the Reiner family.
Outside the courthouse, Nick's attorney.
There are very, very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case.
Nick Reiner is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder with special circumstances and a special allegation for allegedly using a knife in the killings of his parents. The coroner reports both died from multiple sharp force injuries. Their daughter Romy discovered the bodies of the acclaimed director and his wife in the family home Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, Nick Reiner was spotted in a convenience store in downtown LA. Moments later, he was arrested by LAPD. In their first public statement since the murders, Romy, alongside her brother Jake, wrote, "Words cannot even begin to describe the unimaginable pain we're experiencing every moment of the day." Their brother Nick has openly discussed his struggles with drug addiction, though investigators have been hesitant to say whether substances or mental health struggles played a role in the crime. A motive is still unclear. Nick Reiner is being held without bail. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And Nick Reiner is due back on court on January 7th. If convicted, he could face life without the possibility of parole or even the death penalty. Meanwhile, a friend of Ella Cook, who was killed in the Brown University shooting, is sharing this picture of her. Emma Lohr says she was close with her friend Ella, who was kind, compassionate, and a joy to be around. 2 students were killed when a gunman opened fire at Brown University on Saturday, and authorities are still looking for that person.
The U.S. government has admitted that the FAA and the Army were partially responsible for the deadly collision near D.C.'s Reagan Airport in January. An American Eagle plane and a Black Hawk helicopter collided midair, killing 67 people. A new court filing cites several near misses at Reagan, and authorities have said the helicopter was flying too low at the time. The NTSB is expected to release its final report with the probable cause on January 29th, exactly 1 year after the crash. And Deputy FBI Director Dan Bongino is stepping down from the role after only 8 months. He said his departure will happen about a month from now. President Trump says he thinks Bongino wants to return to hosting his radio show, but Bongino has spoken publicly and privately about the toll that this job has had on his personal life.
7:39 this morning. Now to a live look at the U.S. Capitol, where the House passed the GOP's health care package yesterday. Now, that measure is designed to lower health care costs for some Americans in the coming years. It will allow small businesses and self-employed people to buy coverage through association health plans in an effort to lower premiums. It will be sent to the Senate, but that vote isn't expected before lawmakers leave town for the holidays.
We passed a big and important health care bill that will bring down the cost of health care. The Lower Premiums for All Americans Act does exactly what the title suggests. It will reduce premiums for all Americans by, on average, at least 11% overall. And that's just the beginning.
The bill does not address the expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. House members are expected to be dismissed for the holiday recess this afternoon without voting on an extension. That means those tax credits will lapse and employees will see their annual premium payments spike on January 1st.
7:40 now. Texas Instruments has cut the ribbon on a multi-billion-dollar investment. A new factory has been built in Sherman, just north of the Metroplex. Inside, workers are building semiconductors for everything from smartphones to medical devices. The plant will produce tens of millions of microchips every day.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is launching a new effort to enforce Senate Bill 8, the so-called bathroom bill. The Texas Women's Privacy Act requires people in city and state-owned facilities, public schools and universities and jails to use the bathroom that matches their sex on their birth certificate. Agencies that don't comply could face fines from the state. And just yesterday, the AG's office said it launched an online form for people to submit complaints against any agency they believe to be violating the law. The form requires you to fill it out and put when and where the alleged violation happened, along with descriptions of any evidence you may have, like photos. Alrighty, check out this holiday cuteness right here. Some stocking stuffers. These babies, or these sweet babies' parents will never forget. UT Health East Texas is sending home some special deliveries. And babies born this month with a festive stocking embroidered with the UT Health East Texas logo to mark the joyful occasion. They're hoping it's a keepsake families can cherish forever and for years to come.
Yeah, they'll never forget that for sure. Well, an elementary school Christmas performance in West Central Texas became more inclusive this year, also something people will never forget. And that's all because of one student who decided to lend her talents to the show. Kaylin Hamlet has the story.
I feel so happy to show my family. They're going to be here watching me sign and sing.
Lonnie Ramirez is a deaf fifth grader at Ward Elementary with a passion for music and dance. And every year, Ward Elementary puts on a Christmas musical.
This is our annual Christmas program called Twinkle and Shine.
Every year, fifth grade does a Christmas performance, and they get on stage and they sing and they act and they have lines and things like that they've been practicing. We often have students who are in fifth grade and are deaf and are involved.
Teacher Megan Martin says Lonnie did something no student has ever done before.
So in conversation with her, it was very clear. She said that yes, she wanted to get up there and sign for her friends and for her family, because she has a lot of deaf peers here and her family is deaf, and that it was really important for her. She made that decision all on her own. This has never happened before.
Lonnie Ramirez worked with her interpreter for several weeks preparing for the performance, perfecting every song and movement for the big night.
I had been performing and practicing signing, singing with Tiffany, my interpreter, and I'm really excited that I'll be the star in the performance.
Her teacher Martin says she is proud of Lonnie's dedication and talent, but admits it's bittersweet with Lonnie moving on to sixth grade soon.
I'm just so proud of her. She's just so wonderful. I'm also getting a little emotional too, because she's in fifth grade and she's going to go to sixth grade soon, and so I'm not going to have her. I'm not going to be her teacher next year, and that's going to be weird, but I'm just so excited and proud of her because she's so wonderful. I just love her.
I also spoke with her mom, Connie Sexton, who is deaf. She says seeing her daughter share music through sign language is both a proud and emotional moment.
I am so very proud and impressed by Lonnie. I'm so proud of how much practice that she's put in.
Her mom encourages everyone to support deaf children and their communication needs.
All I can say, please do your best to learn sign language. If a child is deaf or is having trouble communicating, please try to support them. Please support deaf people.
For Lonnie Ramirez, this Christmas program is a performance she and her family will never forget.
And I'm sure neither will any of those people in the audience.
Love that.
Well, just days before Christmas, children at a zoo in Mexico were treated to a unique holiday tradition, an underwater Santa Claus. The role is played by a certified marine biologist who dives, dances, and performs for families watching from the glass. Zoo leaders say the submerged Santa isn't just festive fun, it's also a creative way to teach children about marine conservation. The tradition has delighted visitors for more than a decade.
What doesn't Santa do?
I'm so busy.
Man, taking a polar plunge is in the North Pole, really.
All right,
Yeah.
it paid off.
Building them
Well, for him, this one would be a warmer one.
A warmer plunge.
A warmer plunge
Yeah,
for him.
thankfully, yeah.
Busy.
It'll be a hot tub
All right,
for him.
at this point it could be. All right, well, keeping in the holiday spirit, more than 300 people dressed as Santa, because who doesn't want to be like Santa, right?
Oh my goodness.
They hit the slopes at Sunday River in Maine for the resort's 25th annual Santa Sunday. Yeah, the festive fundraiser brought skiers and snowboarders together for a good cause, raising $10,000 for two nonprofits, they say, over in Maine. And look at them go. Man.
Yeah,
There's even
way
one
to
dressed
go.
like the
I
Grinch.
can barely ski as it is, so that the fact that they're all
did you
dressed
see that
up.
one?
There's a
It
reindeer.
was right off the reindeer.
Look at them
Aw,
go.
that's
In front of Santa.
Sweet.
Man.
Well, fun way to do that. All right, switching to food, because we have to talk about
Always.
food at least once a day
Always.
here on Morning Y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Cheez-It is debuting a bold
wow.
new game day bite at this year's Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, a Cheez-It crusted turkey leg. The $25 treat celebrates the return of the brand's mascot, Prince Chedward, I love that name,
Wow.
featuring a crunchy, tangy Cheez-It coating and served with cranberry chutney. Fans can find it at Camping World Stadium while supplies last, or try the official recipe online at Cheez-It.com. I would definitely try that.
I'll try that.
Love Cheez-Its.
I'm going to be the
Cheez-Its are
unpopular
good.
one and say no.
You don't like Cheez-Its?
Oh, I love Cheez-Its. I just don't know if I would like it in a
Turkey leg?
turkey leg
I mean,
bread.
it's basically like fried chicken, but fried turkey
Too cheesy.
with cheese.
With
I'd eat
the,
it.
with the turkey
down.
leg, more for y'all.
I would definitely
Great.
try it.
Not for me.
Don't knock it. Just
Nah,
try
I'll,
it.
I'll try it.
There you go. You convinced him.
Convinced him. if y'all want, y'all pay the $25
I
for
may
me.
have Cheez-Its for breakfast later today. You
never know.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we got to check in this fog now. Less county seeing fog, but still some fog out in the area.
Yeah, so that is some good news I can share, is that we do have fewer counties in this dense fog
Very
advisory. But we still have that weather impact alert. I'm going to keep it until 10 o'clock this morning because its dense fog advisories still go until 10 o'clock. The only counties that are included in this dense fog advisory at this point are Houston and Trinity counties. We've been seeing some pretty low visibilities all throughout the morning and just some very misty, kind of rainy, wet conditions all across East Texas. For the rest of us, still going to be causing a little bit of issues when it comes to reduced visibility and, of course, some wet roadways. So we definitely want to take that into account as you're heading out the door this morning. Current visibilities down in our southwestern parts of the area, down to 5 miles of visibility in Crockett and Groveton, and just a little over 3 miles of visibility in Palestine, and 5.5 mile visibilities in San Augustine. So it's not looking too bad, but especially if you live in our southwestern parts of the area, like Houston and Trinity counties, where those dense fog advisories are, expect those visibilities to kind of fluctuate here and there and maybe even get as low as a quarter mile or less. It's a very gloomy picture on our Roberts and Roberts cam looking south on Broadway and Tyler. Again, we're going to be watching for some wet roadways, a very humid start there. Dew point very close to the air temperature. That means it's very, very humid, and we have some fog that is arising from these very humid conditions. A couple of showers will also be a possibility later into today. South winds 14 miles per hour, which will eventually turn in from the north. Upper 50s to low 60s all across the area. A very warm start to the day. We'll end up with some warmer temperatures for the end of the day, with temperatures climbing into the upper 60s to low 70s. We'll end up with some sunshine following a cold front, and we'll be a little bit cooler into your Friday. Temperatures down into the 60s before rebounding back to the 70s for Saturday. We do have another cold front that we're going to be tracking. I'll show you in your full 7-day forecast.
This holiday season, CBS19 and the Children's Miracle Network are coming together for a cause that's close to our hearts. It's time for Merry Miracles. Help us bring joy to children in the hospital by purchasing a teddy bear or make a donation to help fund life-saving pediatric equipment and services. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit merry-miracles.com. Spread holiday cheer with CBS19 and the Children's Miracle Network. Together, we can make Merry Miracles happen. Cases of measles in the country keep rising, and today the state of North Carolina said it confirmed a case of measles in a person who traveled through busy Raleigh-Durham Airport last week. The cases are mainly impacting unvaccinated children, with the most recent outbreak in South Carolina. Skylar Henry has the latest from Greenville.
Mobile health units have been offering free measles vaccines across South Carolina since October, an effort to stem a growing outbreak that's already infected 135 people and left 168 others in quarantine. In the epicenter, Spartanburg, vaccination rates are among the lowest in the state. Only 90% of students in the county have met school vaccination requirements, according to the state health department.
Parents are fearful, particularly parents with young children.
Dr. Robin LaCroix is a pediatric infectious disease specialist. She worries the disease could spread even further as families gather for the holidays.
The world is such a small place, and because this virus is so contagious to people who don't have immunity, that it's very easily spread.
The CDC has tracked nearly 2,000 confirmed cases across 43 states this year, the most on record since the disease was declared eradicated more than 2 decades ago. 3 people have died.
So then how does this get better?
The way that we are able to control these vaccine-preventable diseases is by getting high levels of protection within a community. Measles needs the highest level.
And for the first time in more than 20 years, the U.S. is on the verge of losing its measles elimination status due to a vaccination lag happening all across the country and because of outbreaks like the one here in South Carolina continuing to spread. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Greenville, South Carolina.
All right, let's get back to our not water cooler. I'm way behind this morning. Question of the day. I almost said water cooler question. All right, if you could invite any celebrity to your Christmas dinner, who would you invite? We're about a week away from Christmas, so we gotta start making those invitations now.
I've got one.
What you got?
Mariah Carey.
Oh, that one's a good one.
The Queen of Christmas.
Of course.
I know mine.
Who?
The 3 Chipmunks.
That'd be fun. Be a wild ride for sure.
It'd be a wild ride.
You invite 1 plus 2.
Right? I'd be as a kid. I would always yell Alvin just for fun.
Alvin.
Might
Just
as
for
well
fun.
invite Dave.
Right at that point.
Dave Seville.
And the chimpettes, or what's it called?
Chimpettes.
Chimpettes. Yes. I don't know.
That's not the right animal.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
We're almost done.
We had a holiday party yesterday. We stayed up late.
What about you, Joel? Anybody else you might invite?
Oh man, I'm gonna deviate from the Christmas and go maybe somebody in news. James Spann, meteorologist in Birmingham, Alabama.
Very cool. I'm just keeping on the Christmas train. I love Christmas. I want
Christmas is good.
anyone that can bring
Christmas
all the
train.
joy.
Dana's not going to like me for this one. I'm going to invite the hippopotamus of Christmas.
That is not kind.
The hippopotamus?
The hippopotamus.
The
I'm
one.
keeping I'm keeping your Christmas present.
Darn, I don't want it anymore.
My goodness.
No. Oh, man. All right. Well, we got to check on that forecast real quick with Joel. I was looking out there real quick.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad across much of the area, at least when it comes to the fog. There is some foggy spots still in the area, but a lot of the counties that were in the dense fog advisory earlier have been omitted, so that is some good news. I am still going to keep us under a weather impact alert for some of the slick road conditions from the mist. We still got mist out there that's going to give us plenty of wet roadways and maybe even some reduced visibilities from that as well. So that's going to go until 10 o'clock this morning, at least the foggy part. We'll have a couple of chances for some showers later today as well. But we're looking at less than a quarter-mile visibilities under some of these foggy spots, so you definitely need the fog lights. And also just leave with a little bit of extra time and just make sure to drive slow. But you can see a lot of the counties that were once in this dense fog advisory are now cleared of the dense fog advisory. Still going to go until 10 o'clock this morning for Houston and Trinity counties. Now, again, we're going to be tracking some shower chances into the rest of this morning and through the early parts of this afternoon. This is going to be ahead of a cold front, which will not only give us some cooler temperatures and some sunshine, but also some very gusty winds through this afternoon. We're talking about gusts between 25 and 30 miles per hour, maybe even slightly above that at times. Temperatures as a result of the cold front will drop down into the upper 30s to low 40s to start your Friday. Then we'll make a run for the 60s for the afternoon. But you can see our future wind gusts through the afternoon, gusting between 25 to 30 miles per hour. Again, would not be too surprised to see a couple areas exceed that limit there, or exceed that range. Very windy conditions through today and also going into Saturday as well. These winds on Saturday specifically are going to be coming in from the south. That's going to be driving up our temperatures quite a bit. It's going to be bringing up a lot of warm air. So we're going to expect a pretty warm forecast going forward. But for today, cloudy skies, very dreary start. We'll end up with some sunshine, believe it or not, for this afternoon. Temperatures inching their way up into the middle to upper 60s to near 70. Brief cool down into Friday. We're down into the 60s, back to the 70s for Saturday. First day of winter, back to the 60s, isolated showers, and then back to the 70s all the way through Christmas and potentially through the rest of the year.
Alrighty, we're about to step away for a quick moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast with a quick news update. That was Dana's line.
We'll be right back. Stay with us here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Dana Dixon.
And I'm Jesus Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us for this news update. In Polk County, a 3-year-old is safe after being kidnapped earlier this week, and 2 East Texas women are facing serious charges. Deputies say the child's mother, Brandy Cox, who had previously left the child, assaulted the stepmother and left in a car with a 3-year-old. Her sister, Lori Cox, and another man reportedly helped. The child was found safe and returned about an hour later. The 2 women are now in the Polk County Jail facing multiple charges, including kidnapping and child endangerment.
A former behavior specialist with Brownsboro ISD has been sentenced after pleading guilty to injuring a student. Court records show Kyle Rocha, a former employee at Chandler Elementary, was sentenced to 8 years of probation by a Henderson County judge. Investigators say classroom video from September of last year shows Rocha knocking over a 7-year-old student's desk. causing the child to hit his head on the floor. Rocha pleaded guilty earlier this year to 2 felony counts of injury to a child with intent to cause bodily injury. He faced up to 10 years in prison on each count.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is launching a new effort to enforce Senate Bill 8, the so-called bathroom bill. The Texas Women's Privacy Act requires people in city and state-owned facilities, public schools, and universities and jails to use the bathroom that matches their sex on their birth certificate. Agencies that don't comply could face fines from the state. And just yesterday, the AG's office said it launched an online form for people to submit complaints against any agency they believe to be violating the law. That form requires people to fill out when and where that alleged violation happened, along with a description of any evidence you may have, like a photo.
More than 200 teddy bears were donated to local law enforcement agencies and hospitals to help comfort children during the toughest times. The donations were part of the 5th annual Berry Merry Christmas initiative started by 2 Tyler business owners. The bears will be shared with the Smith County Sheriff's Office, Tyler Police, UT Health Tyler, and Christus Trinity Mother Francis. This year marks the largest donation yet and the most organizations served since the tradition began.
All right, let's
You can see it's foggy out there this morning. Got to be careful.
Foggy, gloomy, wet. Let's get checking that forecast, Joel.
Yeah, I mean, all of the above, right? Weather impact alert through this morning. Now, a lot of counties that were once in this dense fog advisory have been omitted, so only including Houston and Trinity counties at this point until 10 o'clock this morning. A lot of us still going to be dealing with some very misty conditions and very gloomy conditions that still could reduce visibilities. Also, we'll have a chance for maybe a couple showers for the later parts of this morning and potentially into the early parts of this afternoon. We are tracking a cold front to move through for this afternoon. That'll bring our temperatures down for tonight and tomorrow. Also will give us some very gusty winds. We're talking between 25 and 30 mile per hour gusts plus for this afternoon. Lots of sunshine here, upper 30s to low 40s to start your Friday. Now for the afternoon, only making it to the low 60s. Luckily, plenty of sunshine. We do make our way back up into the low 70s. We got a very strong south wind that'll be arriving on Saturday. Another cold front arrives on Sunday. First day of winter, isolated showers all the way through Monday. Temperatures return to the 70s through Christmas.
.801 this morning. News before you head out the door this morning. The House passed the GOP's new health care package yesterday, and the plan aims to lower costs for some Americans and let small businesses and the self-employed people to buy coverage through association health plans. It now heads to the Senate, but no vote is expected before lawmakers leave for the holidays. That bill doesn't address expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies, which means premiums could jump for many enrollees starting January 1st.
Smith County officials are considering an audit of the road bond program after concerns about cost and completed projects. The voter-approved bonds from 2017 and 2021 fund hundreds of miles of roads, but a recent review found some weren't on the original list and costs have risen by about $50 million. County leaders say the audit would focus on transparency, and they are exploring tools to help residents track road progress.
All right, you're running out of time if you want to get those holiday cards or packages in the mail before Christmas. USPS says today is the last day for Priority Service Mail, and you have until Saturday for Priority Mail Express. But FedEx says it's best you ship your packages by December 23rd. That way you can get them just in time by Christmas Eve.
And boy, is it the end of the week or what? Y'all didn't see this, but before we started this, I actually dropped my clicker. I think it's okay. We're doing just fine. But man, It's the end of the week. I'm feeling it for sure. All right, here's a look at your 7-day forecast here. We're going to be in the low 70s. Believe it or not, despite all the gloomy conditions that we are seeing this morning, we are going to be in for some sunshine thanks to a cold front that's going to be moving through. And we'll have that all together all the way through Friday. Temperatures a little bit cooler, starting in the upper 30s to low 40s, and then up to the upper 50s to low 60s for the end of Friday. We'll be back up into the low 70s as a strong south wind moves into the area. That's going to be bringing up a lot of warm air. And then a cold front arrives into Saturday into Sunday. We'll see isolated shower chances there. Temperatures falling to the middle 60s. We'll see more isolated showers for Monday, and then on our way back up to the 70s through Christmas.
All righty, we're about a week away from Christmas now. That's it. Today, by the way, is National Regifting Day, the one day that gives you permission to pass along a present that just wasn't quite right. Maybe it didn't fit, didn't match your style, or maybe you already had 3 of them. You never know. Regifting can save you money. Yeah, cut down on waste, sure, and spare you another trip to the store, even better, right? Just remember, the golden rules make sure it's new. It doesn't have to be. Still in the box, doesn't have to be either because you're regifting it, and definitely not something original or you'll ever see again. Anything is fair game with regifting.
No giver will ever see again.
Oh, yes, that's true. Anything is fair game with regifting.
You think? I mean, you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. I don't like to hurt anybody's feelings, but what if you call it repurposing? Does that make it sound better?
It feels like you're using the same item for something else.
Right? See, I feel like regifting is a gift I got that I'm giving to someone else because I didn't like it. That's what I see as regifting.
I know, but what if that you're in a setting when you regift it and the person who gave it to you was there?
Then that's the awkward.
That's like the worst case scenario, right?
That's why you gotta follow the golden rules that you said we shouldn't follow.
Anything is fair game, but follow the rules just in case.
That's unfair.
You never know. All right, thanks so much for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Catch the noon show coming up later today.
Yeah, we'll be there. Keep it here for the latest news and weather throughout the day. Here is a look at what's coming up. We hope you have a good morning. Be careful out there, and we'll see you dark and early on Friday.